Jake Shemesh. Borat returns to US and A with Subsequent Moviefilm. Very nice. What's up everyone, Sacha Baron Cohen returns to our screen for the second time in 2 weeks following Netflix's trial of the Chicago 7, only this time he's donning his infamous moustache and second skin once again for Borat 2. Back in 2006 when the first Borat made release, it really pushed the boundaries and in many ways transcended our understanding of mockumentary, comedy and even method acting, going out of its way to blur that line between fiction and reality in often horrifying ways. You'd laugh but then feel very uncomfortable at what you've just laughed at, and spend the majority of the runtime suffering from that third-party embarrassment of seeing Cohen fully commit to the role. But that's what makes it so special. It's completely offensive, but only towards those who share in Borat's ignorant beliefs. He's a misogynistic, homophobic, racist, and anti-Semitic character who is invented and applied to expose those shameful ideologies that are prevalent in real-world, modern-day America. And the first thing to note about this film is that there is more of a plot, and that works to its advantage and its disadvantage. Like most people, I think Borat is at its best when he's put in real-life situations that are compromising and revealing. So the fact that this film commits more to the fictional relationship between Borat and his daughter adds a degree of empathy and compassion to the tone that is somewhat contradictory to the real-world application of the character, attempting to be more than just a sequence of gags at the expense of the unsuspecting public. So by the end of it, there's a very progressive tone to Borat's second outing, buying more into Borat's fictional existence than I think the audience is probably willing to. But it's injecting some crucial humanity into a film targeting inhumanity, and that is imbued as much in Borat's own development this time round. Humour-wise, I don't think anything was going to top the sheer novelty of the first film. The sequel doesn't have Borat and Azamat nude wrestling or running naked around a hotel lobby, or Borat causing havoc on a subway, but I think that's mainly due to the practicalities of Borat now being a very household name. The film shows people recognising him in the street, asking for autographs, so that's woven into the narrative quite well and means that Borat must don disguises. However, this means there are moments when this film more resembles his show Who is America, which saw Cohen also don various disguises and prosthetics to cleverly bait out and humiliate politicians like Dick Cheney and Bernie Sanders. And that is where Borat's daughter Tuta ultimately becomes the MVP of this film. And Maria Bakalova does a fine job standing toe-to-toe with Cohen and delivering most of the film's outrageous sequences. She's blessed with the anonymity that is now denied to Borat's presence, and as a result she's key to selling a lot of the cons that take place. And the final half hour is rife with these moments, a very timely film that resonates greatly with the US elections as well as incorporating the current pandemic into the narrative.
It's killing some of the virus.
No, you can't see the virus.
No, it's still there.
There is also a surprising amount of human goodness in the film, which I think really helps to create a neutral portrayal of the American people. The Republicans that Borat stays with during quarantine, while deeply misled in some theories, are actually very down-to-earth people. There's a woman who shows really touching concern for Tuta's future, as well as an interaction with a Holocaust survivor that really helps Borat overcome his anti-Semitism. So while completely massacring the reputations of some people, the film does act as a kind of healing in other ways, which is nice to see. And the incredible twist at the end tying Borat, politics and coronavirus together reminds us that despite his character growth, Borat is still as much of an oblivious tool as he is a political one. It's still probably the most daring example of comedy in film and television, but to me Borat 2 felt slightly tamed in comparison to the first one. The more narrative-based story means there are more scripted and staged scenes that run the risk of being a bit too heavily dispersed throughout. But all in all, we need films like this, comedy and satire that feels unrestrained while having a lot to say. Borat's going to hold the podium position for some time because I don't think any other performer has the, as Borat would say, the khram to go out there and do what Cohen does.
Where is his khram?
I mean, I can't see how he's ever going to be able to become Borat again now that the whole world is in on the gag. And so if Borat is truly getting his happy ending with this film, then I think it's a worthy successor that gives both the character a well-earned conclusion, as well as enough real-world controversy to go out with a bang. Chen Kui.